Is you ready to shop? Because, girl, Rakuten's Big Give Week is back. It's a festival of savings with 15% cash back and hundreds of stores. Don't miss headlining stores like Fenty. You find out what other shoppers already know. That is, Rakuten is the best way to save. Big Give Week is from May 6th to May 13th, and you can join today for free and get an extra 10% cash back boost if you go to Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app today. That's Rakuten. Rakuten. Shoppers, get it, girl. Okay. Wait, go ahead. You tell me first.
Well, I was gonna say, I think that people don't realize we just had this is my first time back in my little home studio. I even enjoyed myself, my little home studio. And I don't even realize how much technology YouTubers and podcasters have in their homes. The amount of like cameras, microphones, extra microphones, focus rights, cameras sitting around.
Lights, cameras, mics, bikes, right.
Do you feel like you have like a lot of that in your life?
I do. I mean, since moving here, it feels, since moving to my new place, it feels a little less crazy because I'm in this big space. It is not. Before, in my old place, I feel like it was always coming in on me. I was like, this is too fucking much. Here, it feels a little more manageable.
You were eating something before we started.
Okay.
What are you eating?
So
you're so excited about it.
I am always on the search to find a sturdy chip. Nothing pisses me.
Unpaid. You're ready to give unpaid.
I'm not gonna say the name of these niggas. I am not saying these niggas' names. Call me by your name now. I'm always on the quest to find a sturdy. I hate going to a function or a party or even things in my own home and grabbing a chip to get a nice scoop of dip or chili or cheese, whatever, and it snaps in the thing. And now it's an awkward thing. Now half of your chip is in everybody's dip. And you don't want to use your fingers to get it out. So you're like asking the host, hey, could you have like a fork or a spoon? It's just too much. This company, this is the sturdiest chip I have ever found. I believe this is the sturdiest chip on the market, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I'm gonna do.
Well, I mean, it's got to be edible too. You eating bricks, bitch?
Like, y'all, listen to the crunch on this. Okay, the little ASMR moment.
I mean, that sounds like a regular crunch, but I don't doubt that you're saying it's really, really sturdy. I was looking online recently, and someone was like doing like their makeup spray, and they're like, and I go swimming, and I went to the gym, and I'm doing all this, and I'm like, what are y'all doing that you need your makeup to endure? Like, people like, this lipstick, it literally will not transfer. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I am a drag queen who sweats on stage. And typically speaking, when I get off stage, my makeup is still fine. Like, it is literally not sleep. What are you all doing?
I agree with that. I've seen those.
You need your makeup.
I've seen those. But Patrick Star has one with his, again, it's a testament to how good his product works because everyone talks about the one size beauty setting spray. But this nigga, one of his demos, he sprayed his face. He was on like a treadmill. Then he jumped in the pool and nothing came off his face. I was like, that is, girl, this thing is sealed. This is epoxied onto your face.
But also I see the people who like wear like lashes. But I've seen this girl with lash glue. She's like, it can't come off. I'm like, well, at some point you're going to need the lashes to come off. And I don't understand what y'all are like. The wig glue. I saw a girl glue a wig to a watermelon, pick up the watermelon. I'm like, is this how are you finding yourself in a scenario where your glue needs to be this strong?
The perfect scenario is if you were on Zeus Network and you were in a fight. And because on Zeus Network, these hoes be thumping. Okay, Zeus Network. Zeus Network is the new WWE. Like the way they are fighting on Zeus, I'm like, this is crazy.
Do you watch Zeus?
I see clips online. I follow a lot of Zeus TikToks. My TikTok is often Zeus, but TikTok won't show a lot of fights like that. But I'll see like on Overflow, like on Twitter and shit.
T.S. Madison had a really good point. She was like, Zeus is really just like, it's basically the trash they used to put on MTV, on VH1, except they cut out the white people, and now it's just black people profiting off of black people's. But also VH1 had a lot of other stuff besides just Love and Hip Hop. But like, it's essentially would be like if women were producing Real Housewives of Atlanta instead of Andy Cohen.
Well, I mean, and also, I mean, and I've seen there's been a lot of discourse about how this looks bad for the black community. Like, I don't like, and I'm like, if this is I mean, but damn, white people are fighting too. I mean, I think that people feel a little bad because Zeus Network gets the label on it that is too ghetto, is too hood. I'm like, well, this is just a part of people's experience. And I mean, I think there is something to be said about showing so much violence on TV, but bitch, there is so much other violence on that you see on fucking TV. So what is people fighting?
I agree there is violence, but something about Zeus don't sit right. Something about Zeus, they ain't never showing black folks in a positive light. It ain't never like, ooh, it's never like, it ain't nothing. They're just never like, at least on like, even Tyler Perry has uplifting scenes.
Not even Tyler Perry. Like Tyler Perry's public enemy.
Even Tyler Perry has uplifting
Girl,
scenes.
the
You
way
know what I
that people
mean?
have come for Tyler Perry and them wigs in his movies, those wigs at Tyler Perry's funeral, people are gonna be throwing wigs at his casket, like ugly busted wigs. People will come for Tyler Perry and these wigs in his movies.
Well, Tyler Perry's wigs were better than movies there on the play. The plays they were bad, and the movies the wigs were actually pretty good.
No, bitch, are you Shamar Moore's cornrow
I'm talking
wig?
about Medea's. I'm talking about Medea's wigs.
No. They're just talking about the characters, like Shamar Moore and some of the other female
Oh,
characters. They'd be like, girl, not these Tyler Perry wigs.
I was thinking about Medea because Medea was laid, honey.
Oh, she had that. She had that wavy yaki Brazilian.
Baby, she had that wavy yeki bust down in gray, in, in color ash 3, honey.
Okay,
Because while everyone else looking crazy, not Medea. Medea said, "Bitch, my shit is fried, dyed, and laid to the
Bob,
side."
I have an idea that I want for
Speaking
us.
of Brazilian,
Oh,
speaking of that yaki Brazilian,
wait, hold on.
I
Bob, hold on
just
1 second. Hold that thought. 1 second. Just literally 1 second.
The
why is
levels of
always
professionalism is far too much.
why's always something going on at one house? She gotta let somebody in. She gotta go feed a dog. Gotta feed the cat. Gotta feed the cat to the dog. It's always something. 19 steps over at fucking Mo Nation Exchange.
Mo Nation
At the Mo
Exchange. Wait, hold
Exchange.
on.
Anyway, Bob the Drag Queen will be touring Australia. You can get your tickets at seethedragqueen.com.
That is true. You can go to seethedragqueen.com, and I will be kicking off my tour in Australia, and hopefully I'll be coming to the US, the EU, the UK. I would love to come to Asia. I would love to come to different parts of Africa and South America.
Okay.
I want to hit all the continents except Antarctica.
Okay, and we are
That'd be nice.
back.
We never left. We were still talking the whole time.
Whatever.
You're back.
Okay.
Um,
Brazil.
I was-
Oh my God, Bob, you just did. Is this the biggest concert in history for the most amount of people?
So it's the biggest concert for a solo artist. There have been festivals and events and things like that with more people, or for groups like the Rolling Stones. But this is the largest concert in the history of music for a solo artist. Yes.
That's
So
crazy.
I just opened up that concert. I just performed for. The numbers are still being counted, but last time I heard it was somewhere between 1.5 and 2.5 million. But it was definitely at minimum 1.5 million people, and it was streamed to 19 million devices.
Yes.
19 million people tuned in and watched Madonna's Copacabana finale to the Copacabana Beach finale to the celebration tour. And honestly, it was crazy. It was really wild. They built us this bridge from the hotel to the beach, so we would like walk above the street in this like bridge where all the dancers and the crew and Madonna had to go, so that we weren't like on the streets. Because there were so many people. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen any of the videos.
I've seen something online.
It was a lot of people. You know what I've learned from traveling with Madonna too, and no matter what you achieve, someone's going to try to take something. Someone's going to try to take something from you. They're going to try to take something from you. You know what I mean?
Explain, elaborate.
And I see it happen to Madonna a lot too. They'll be like, well, Madonna's like, well, Madonna has 50 number one hits. Someone go, oh yeah, which is the most number one hits of any solo artist ever. No artist has ever had 50 number ones. And someone goes, oh yeah, but some of them were dance charts, and some of them were this, some of them were that. And like, but it's literally still a world. It's literally a world record. No one else has ever done that before. And someone else is like, yeah, but actually. And then I saw someone online post like Bob Drake opened up this concert for like 1.5 million people. Someone was like, they're not there for him. And I was like, yeah, but I'm there, bitch.
Does her name rhyme with Kalasia Nadinol Mox?
I was like, what? Did you listen to her diss track?
I didn't listen to a diss track. It was good.
Oh, I guess we listen to different tracks.
Well, I think that Malaysia did a great attempt. I mean, I think there were like one or two clever lines. I was like, "Oh, that was clever," but some of it just didn't make sense. Like she said, like she aligned them for me. She's like, "It took me 3 times to get it right." I was like, "No, literally, it was two. I won my second time I was there." Then something about us. Then talking about how we're broke and stuff. But she was like, "But y'all got y'all successful comedy careers." I'm like, "Nigga, which one is it? Are we broke? Or are we successful? Which one?"
And that's head to lettuce. And I was like, okay, I don't know what that means. And then I was like, after this, I was like, well, we know what the fox says. We found out what the fox says, and apparently the fox mumbles and it can't catch the beat. We finally got the answer to what does the fox say, and apparently the fox goes, "Can't keep them dick out your mouth, as if you know what this zip is about."
Girl, and then I was like, "Bitch, she sneezed on the beat," and B was like, "Oh, I feel great. I feel fine. I'm not sick at all."
But that being said, it was fun. And I started writing a diss track, but then I really like to respond. Like me, when I do my little diss track fantasies, I like to respond in real time. But it just happened to be a very very bit. You guys can imagine, it was an incredibly busy week for Miss Bob the drag queen. And then I started writing on the one plane home, and I was like falling asleep. I had like the flight from Brazil
Yeah,
to
I called
LA.
you through twice, but you were very busy, so I get it. But I was calling to be like, "Oh my god, congratulations! I'm so proud of you." But you didn't answer my phone call. But you were very busy, so I understand.
But you had to get that in there.
Yes.
So whenever you we
Somebody always
finished,
trying to
we
bring
were
you
like
down.
done
I just opened for Madonna, but you nigga, you answer my phone calls though.
literally. I mean, we were wrapped with everything around like 2 o'clock in the morning because we had the show, and then like to get our like pack all of our belongings, and then like say goodbye to each other at this little party, and then 3 hours later I was downstairs headed to the airport, starting my 18-hour journey from Rio to LAX, from GIG to LAX.
Where'd you have to go
Which also
through?
some of these I went to Atlanta,
Alright, and then Atlanta to home.
and then Atlanta to LAX. These some of these names of these airports just don't be making no sense to me. How is Rio GIG?
Maybe it's probably
Maybe in Portuguese it starts with a G.
yeah. Most of them that do make sense. Like in Houston, I know a lot of them. Like IAH is Houston, ATX is Austin, PDX is
Do you
Portland.
know what Toronto is? It's
Toronto is YYZ.
YYZ.
All Toronto's all Canada is YY or like the Y letters.
Why? I don't get it.
Bob, I'm sure there's some method to the madness. I'm sure they didn't just pick letters out the sky.
PDX is Portland.
SLC is Salt Lake City, which is pretty
Okay, well
NYC.
that makes sense.
JFK is John. They're not just they're John Kennedy.
Oh, so there's no New York City airport. There's no NYC. It's
There
JFK
isn't.
it's JFK and
To
LGA.
be fair, NYC, bitch, everything. If you put NYC, who knows? You wouldn't know where people will be confused. Everything is NYC in New York, so it makes sense they didn't name it. It's called it NYC. It's too much. NYC is such a
What do you
popular
mean everything
acronym.
in New York City is NYC? I mean, you would say NYC because it'd be in New York, but because New York City has two airports. There's one in Queens, one in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Actually, they're both in Queens. Actually,
No. JFK is in Brooklyn. Well, you're right. It's in Queens.
is it? Yeah, they're both in
You're right.
Queens.
In
Yeah.
Queens. I wanted to like pull like a New York thing, like, no, nigga, you don't know, but the facts are the facts. It is. It's in Queens.
Well, I tell folks that Queens is huge. Queens like wraps around Brooklyn. Queens is
Yeah,
massive.
Queens is very big.
Yeah, yeah. If you ever go to Queens, especially because if you take the train long enough through Brooklyn, you'll end up back in Queens.
Yeah,
You're gonna be back in Queens
far
again at
away.
the end.
Well, that's also because Queens. That's why Queens has to have. They have 112th Street, 112th Place, 112th Lane, 112th Avenue, 112th Road. It's like they have multiple. What are those? Not what's the end of something?
The end of something. What do
You
you
know,
mean
like
the end of something?
Mr. and Mrs. are
Suffixes.
suffixes. No, a prefix. It's a suffix at the end.
You said the end of something.
Yeah, it's
It's
a
a
suffix.
suffix.
Before I was saying Mr. and Mrs. Those are prefixes.
Oh yeah, but when you said the end, you mean like DDS or ESQ for Esquire, that kind of thing, like a
Right.
suffix,
Yeah. Yeah.
or like junior.
Okay. Also, this is what I meant to say, Bob. I want this for us. Now, I'm willing to do the work to get this done, but I really have. I want you to get a 42-inch gray bust down. I'm gonna go whatever color you think I should get. I want us to do a shoot together.
Why would mine be gray?
You like the color gray, don't you? Like that white gray
I
color?
mean, I have a few gray wigs, but I don't know that I don't know that I'm not like Raja or who's that one queen who wears all the Max Melanophy.
You got more gray? I don't have any gray wigs.
Okay, having more than you doesn't mean that I like love gray wigs. I mean, I do have some gray wigs. I went through a very, very short gray wig phase, and it was very short.
You literally wore it on Dungeons and Drag Queens.
Okay, I wore one gray wig on Dungeons and Drag Queens, but I had a short gray wig phase before that. Dungeons and Drag Queens literally, we filmed for 2 days. I wore one gray wig for 2 days. They'd be like
It
me
was
being like,
4
Monet, you have
days.
so many.
4 days.
Anyway, they'd be like me being like, Monet, you have you in these orange wigs because that one orange wig behind you.
Okay, that's your orange wig, bitch.
So it's mine. So you do it. So you admit that it's mine.
I never. You gave it to me.
Then bring it to the Belasco tonight.
It's a very cute
Bring it to
shirt.
the Belasco
Where's the
tonight.
shirt from?
Honey. You know, I don't know. I bought it when I was on We're Here.
We can't see, girl. This is blurry. I can't.
I think it might be Doll's Kill.
Oh, work.
I think.
Look at you.
But I wore it on We're Here, like season 3. I think maybe.
We're here. I don't remember for season 3, but
You don't remember anything from season 3?
I don't remember that shirt from season 3.
Oh, I mean, it probably didn't make the era. Maybe it did. Maybe I wore it for season 2, or maybe I didn't wear it on. Maybe I bought it but didn't wear it at all. I really can't remember, to be honest.
You know, I think season 3 is
something.
when Arcia really understood who you were, like, because she was at my house. She was in LA, and we like watched season 3 for the whole week together. It's like, oh my god, look at Bob. I was like, girl, it's the 3rd season of the show. She's like, for real? I was like, yes, Arcia.
What do you mean she didn't realize there was me on the screen?
No, like we were watching it, but like she didn't understand, like, because Arcia only which she full to she barely watched my season of Drag Race. So Arcia had no context of who you are besides what we.
But Arcia came to my house. Arcia came to a Broadway. I invited her to a Broadway show. We went to this Broadway show together.
The Broadway show is after she watched you when we were here at my house. Not recently. This is back at my old place.
My timeline's not great. I got to be honest.
Yeah, you're all over the place, girl. What's your nerdy ass fucking reading glasses? You fucking nerd.
These are not reading glasses. These are seeing glasses. Thank you very much.
Same.
They're not the same, but pop off.
Aren't you so happy that you're gonna get to see me tonight and do a show with me tonight? How excited are you?
I am excited. I wish we would have done an episode together today.
Oh, I could have come to your house. Too late now.
Well then, bitch, why didn't you?
Jacob and recommend. I don't fucking know. I don't know how y'all niggas was doing.
I was here.
I didn't know if you
knew
were,
I was here.
I didn't know, bitch. You're back in LA for the first time. I don't know if you were at a thing going to. I didn't know what was going on. Am I supposed to just know what the fuck you got going on? And me too? Oh, okay.
You know, I'll tell you after this break.
Okay.
We're a little late for the break. We're going to talk about it after this break. What you should and shouldn't be doing. Guess who back in the house? Heels click, clack, and about fine, fresh, feminine step. Wait, try to do it out of time, and it's harder. Guess who back in the house? Heels click, clack, and about fine, fresh, feminine style 2E11. I'm divine, so heavenly, gentlemen, sweating this down across the board, no doubt. Body like wow, pussy butter in the stroud, titty so plentiful, fish queen Jezebel should be criminal. Don't make sense for a bitch to be this endowed. Rock it to the south. What is that sound? Watch me drop it to the ground. Wait for the 4, drop to the floor. Add up the 10s to get the score.
See, the problem is that there's no constant meter. See, this is what 21st century music be sounding like. Like when people want that like new 21st century music, that's what it sounds like to me. There ain't no meter. It'd be like like I'm like, who the fuck is composing this shit?
Jay-Z once said, "You'll get sick trying to study my bounce flow."
That's different though. That is a syncopation. That is not changing the meter. Changing the meter means like you're going from like 4/4 to 3/8 to 2/8 to 3/4. Like the meter is constantly changing. That's what's happening.
But it's kind of impressive to be able to change your meter so often.
Is it? What makes that more impressive than keeping the same meter?
Can you do it?
What change? Oh, yes, you can change a meter.
No, can you do it?
Yes, I can change a meter.
Change the meter. Do Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, but change the meter.
Do what?
Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, but change the meter.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, I like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Now, if someone could repeat that back, that is more impressive than just going twinkle, twinkle, little star. To me, that is more impressive. It takes more memory. It takes more skill set.
I
It's
mean,
kind of impressive.
but that is because you know the melody and the rhythm of Twinkle Little Star. If you just introduced to it, like if you got both pieces and you're trying to learn both, admittedly, yes, the one changing the meters is a little harder, but it's because you're so used to what Twinkle Twinkle Little Star already sounds like. Your brain will be like, "What?"
Monet speaks out against 21st century music. Monet is in her one woman army to bring down 21st music,
21st
21st
century classical
century
music. I'm gonna give you
composers.
some 21st. Sometimes it's just it's like the composer's fucking with you. You're like, my name is the drag queen. Yeah. But anyway, so I'm obsessed with Dr. Maya aesthetic. Are you up on the news about Dr. Maya aesthetic?
Dr. My Aesthetic?
Dr. Maya aesthetic.
No, I'm gonna look.
I'm gonna
Look
send you
this
I'm
person
gonna send you
up.
on Instagram right now, the page.
It's a gram.
Yeah, I just sent it to you on
Because
Instagram.
Instagram has been acting really wild about aesthetics lately, specifically with veneer text.
Dr. May aesthetic, sorry. Oh yeah, veneer. I've seen that. So it is this plastic surgery facial doctor in Turkey, and at some point it's like this is just not the same person. Like it's just. I mean, maybe they are, but it is so hard to believe that some of these things are the same before. It's the same person before and after. Some of it just looks impossible. Like, are you giving this person? Instead of a facial, are you already getting a brand new face, like completely reconstructed? Like it just doesn't. In the comments, be like, y'all, this person had green eyes before that. I had brown. They had a mole here. It's like, what is going on? And I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with studying these.
You know, it's Dr. May, DrMayeSthetic. Sorry,
Yeah.
and Dr. May is based in Istanbul, and yeah, some of these are just do not seem like they are the same person at all. Um, Particularly this one is the one that I really just
Which
can't seem
one?
to get
Which one?
behind. This one.
Yes. Yes. Her.
This looks like a lady and her daughter.
Exactly. That's what a lot of them look like. They're families.
I mean, it could be a scamiana, but maybe this is just like a really good plastic surgeon because the results are indeed resulting.
I just don't understand. It hurts my brain. I'm like, y'all are full of shit. There's no way.
You don't think it's true?
No, Bob.
I don't know. I'm not a
This
plastic
one.
surgeon. I don't know.
There's no way.
I do not know.
But I'm obsessed. And the comments of people be just freaking out about these all the time. It's so funny to me that they're really trying to pass this off as different people. That's why. You murked that. You just poured that beverage.
Have you seen there's still some. Have you are you familiar with veneer tech TikTok and Instagram?
Yeah, now it's fully become a profession to be a veneer tech, which is crazy.
Which I don't think I think it's illegal. I'm pretty sure that being a veneer tech is not legal.
Yeah.
But what's happening for those of you who do not know is this guy who's very handsome, by the way.
I don't know. Is
the guy who
I haven't
posted,
seen this person.
He is
send me
very good looking. He posted a picture of himself holding a thing and being like, "Hi, I just became a licensed veneer technician." And everyone's like, "No, you are a criminal. You cannot work on people's teeth without a DDS license. Are you crazy?"
Yeah.
And like, also, guys, do not go to a fucking veneer tech, please.
Well, veneers have become like the new thing. Like it's like a new status of wealth and health. Having like,
would you ever get veneers?
Hell no. So back when I was still afraid of the dentist, like 9 years ago, I went to the dentist that Tina Burner and I both go to, Dr. Harrison. Shout out Dr. Harrison at Madison Dental Group. She changed my life about dentistry. Like before, I had like decent dental habits, but like it wasn't the best, right? I hadn't had my Invisalign yet. And I was like, you know what? I just want to knock them out and get veneers. She's like, no, you're not doing that. I was like, what do you mean I'm not doing that? She's like, you have beautiful teeth. She's like, with some cleaning and some Invisalign and stuff, you'll be happy you get fix your teeth as opposed to getting veneers. And she's right. I'm very happy I did
But also, like, I don't get what I want to get.
that. No, I'm very happy. She was right. She was right though.
This, by the way, can we please put this picture on the screen? I just sent it to the group chat. Maybe y'all can get over to Jay DeFeo. That's the guy who went famous for becoming a veneer
Ooh,
tech.
yes, the fuck he is. Jesus, he's hot.
You want this man to dig around in your mouth?
Yeah, absolutely, bitch. I will get veneers by him.
Girl, but also people getting veneers in their living rooms and like
It's crazy because y'all don't know. So I fell into veneer TikTok. A dentist talking about it, and like she's like, because veneers are so popular now, young kids at 18 years old are asking their parents, and their parents are getting them veneers for their birthdays, or like even younger than that. She's like, what y'all don't realize, veneers have a shelf life between like 15 and 20 years. Between every 15 and 20 years, you have to replace them, and to do that, you have to file the tooth down more and more every time. So you have to get them done 3 times. By the time you're 60, 70 years old, bitch, you're just getting dentures because you have no more tooth to file down. Like, it's crazy.
but you're a good age for veneers. You're a great age for veneers. You got 2 more sets of veneers than you. You're what, 34? You got 2 more sets of veneers than you, Miss Thing.
Do you have veneers?
No, I have several fake teeth, but most of my teeth that you see are OG and the real ones.
What's the difference between a
Except this
veneer
one
and a
here.
fake tooth?
So veneers go, I don't 100% know the difference between a veneer and a fake tooth, but these are bridges, and a bridge is not a veneer. A bridge is basically multiple teeth connected together, so you can't actually get between them. Like you can't floss between these 3 teeth and these 3 teeth. Those are bridges, and this on the front is a crown.
Okay. A porcelain veneer is bonded to just the front surface of your tooth, while a dental crown covers the entire tooth. This tends to make
Yeah.
veneers more aesthetically pleasing than crowns because they show less gum margin. Huh. Crowns
So
are
if you were
thicker.
to
Crowns
look
are
at
thicker than veneers also.
So if you look at this crown, if you take it off, my tooth underneath it looks like a little Tic Tac. My real tooth, it looks like a little Tic Tac.
Got it. So when you were into that Christmas and you had cracked your tooth, it wasn't it was your veneer or your crown that cracked.
Yeah, I cracked the crown. Yeah,
Got it. Got it.
yeah. Monet, what do you say we do a little bit of advisory for? We haven't done one in a long time.
Yeah, let's do a little advice for it. This a little amuse boucherie.
What's it, a moose bouche again?
Amuse bouche is like a little sampling, a little taste.
Like hors d'oeuvres?
Yeah.
It's to like excite your palate before you get to the main meal. So it's usually something like very flavorful and
We gotta realize that there is a cardboard cutout of me that is always sitting. If you ever see me in this room and I'm looking like this, I'm looking at me.
You're so vain.
But Jacob bought it for this TikTok we were making, and now there's just a cardboard cutout of me just sitting in.
Is it life
my.
size?
No, I'll show it to you. It's not life size.
Oh.
But I believe they do sell a life size one though.
This was from the
Which
Weird
of
Hair
all the
premiere.
pictures of me, why this one?
Was this from the Weird Hair premiere?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
But of all the pictures of me, why this one?
Did you see that Malaysia put that picture of you that you hate in her thing, the one from Build?
I saw. I actually like Malaysia. We should have her on the podcast at some point.
Malaysia. I've never met her. I don't have an opinion, but she's
Well, I've chatted with her on TikTok before, and she's pretty fun.
Oh, work.
But we always say we should have people on the podcast, and then we have been threatening to do a no rivalry and yes gorge or a sibling gorgery or whatever the fuck we called it for how many years now?
We need to do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll get around to it.
Okay,
for
wait. We're gonna take a
sure.
little break, and then we're gonna come back and do our advice. I feel that feels more appropriate. You know, I am a proud cat person. I love my little girl, my little baby girl, my little COVID baby that has stuck with me through thick and thin. Because Miss Colleen is a great companion. She brings so much joy to my life. And you know, I think the best thing I can do for her to show my appreciation is give her food that is the tea. Okay? Because you know, their diets vary just like us. They want nice stuff too. And the old food I would get Colleen was disgusting. Talk about gray looking meat. After Colleen was like, no, ma'am, I found Smalls. And she prefers Smalls way more than those previous cat brands because it legitimately, I think it passed the kitty cat taste test, y'all. Like she's like into it. Like you put two bowls side by side and you see which one your cat gonna choose. I guarantee you it's gonna be Smalls every time. And Smalls is a sponsor of this podcast. My kitty cat cannot live without Smalls. Like it is Colleen approved. She loves it. She loves the stuff. And Smalls was started way back in 2017 by a couple of guys just home cooking cat food in small little batches for their friends. And then a few short years later, bam, they've served millions of meals to cats across the US. Now is the time to make the switch to Smalls. Head to smalls.com/rivalry and use promo code rivalry at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use our code Rivalry for 50% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code Rivalry for 50% off your first order plus free shipping.
No matter how you start off the year, when you use the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card, you can build your credit scores with one-time payments for everyday purchases. Plus, there's no annual fee or credit check to get started. With Chime checking account, you can get paid up to 2 days earlier. With a qualifying direct deposit, you can get access to your money sooner. Chime offers fee-free overdraft with SpotMe. Overdraft up to $200 without fees with SpotMe when you set up a qualifying direct deposit. Just set up a qualifying direct deposit, sign up for SpotMe, and Chime will spot you up to your limit when you make a purchase that exceeds your balance. Ditch the monthly fees. Chime has no monthly minimum balance or overdraft fees. Chime gives you access to 60,000 plus fee-free ATMs. That's more than the top 3 national banks combined. You can easily find one near you with the Chime app. With Chime, you can send and receive money, pay friends through the Chime app, no matter what bank account they use, and cash out money fee-free. Take more control of your finances and say goodbye to monthly fees. Open your account in minutes at chime.com/rivalry. That's chime.com/rivalry. Chime feels like progress. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. members FDIC. SpotMe eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Boosts are available to eligible Chime members enrolled in SpotMe and are subject to monthly limits. Terms and conditions apply. Go to chime.com/disclosure for details.
Is y'all ready to spend your dollars? Because baby, Rakuten's Big Give Week is back. You can get 15% cash back at hundreds of stores, including headliners like Fenty, Miss Rihanna Fenty. Rakuten is how in-the-know shoppers get the best savings. They shop the brands they love and earn cash back on top of all the deals. During Big Give Week from May 6th to May 13th, the cashback rates are even bigger, y'all. I'll be shopping for, some highlighters, some bronzers, some tinctures, some creams, and all the new electronics that I could want and need. You can save on everything you need for summer, like clothing, outdoor gear, travel. Join today for free and get an extra 10% cashback boost. That's an extra 10% cashback on top of Big Give Week's 15% cashback. You won't see higher cashback rates than these, y'all. Promise. Go to Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app. That's Rakuten. Shoppers, we get it.
You ready?
Yeah, we are.
And we're back, mate. Right now.
Hello, Bob and Monet. I'm Eli. I'm 27. I live on the west coast of Canada right now. I'm working, but I'm originally from Toronto, Canada. I had a question. Well, I have a question for both of you, but I have a question for Monet. I'm also a opera singer. I'm currently just finishing my last yap. Just a random fact. But I wanted to ask about body. My question is, what do you mean by don't want to download another body? I mean, like, I can have an idea. Like, I have an idea of the whole song. I love it. It's gorgeous. Bob, I also fucking love your music too, please. But yeah, I just wanted to ask what you meant by that. And what when you get into poetry, like for both of you, when you kind of get poetic with your words when you're writing music, like how do you go about doing that? Do you have a process? Are you just trying to be kind of witty or silly? Yeah, let me know. Love you both.
I really thought it was about to be an opera question. I was like, oh, this is about to be a question about opera. They were like, I am finishing up my last yap.
Do you know what
And
YAP stands for?
Yeah, yap. I know a yap. Everyone knows a yap. Yeah,
What?
of course, everyone knows what a yap.
What
is
it?
We all know yap.
What is it?
Comment below, guys, if you know what a yap is. I don't need to dignify it to you, but yeah, but I know that they're on their very last one, which is pretty impressive to do your last one. Because
How many think? And how many think he's probably done then? If you know his last one,
they probably did like probably 4. This is probably their 5th one, which is an unusual number.
Unusual. Which way? Too many or too little?
It's really a lot, actually. And when you're in a young artist program, oh no,
you're so fucking stupid. You are so stupid.
Answer the question, bitch.
Thank you for listening to my music. So that line, I don't want to download another body. It was body is the whole song is about being trapped in the cycle of which I was trapped in, which was just always just getting dick online and just sit in my apartment literally all day, put Grindr on in the morning and just go through it all day and having many visitors throughout the day, but always in the back of my mind thinking, oh, one of these is probably gonna be my boyfriend, like because I had so many friends that had met their boyfriends on Grindr. I was like, oh, I'm gonna hook up with one of these guys and they're gonna become like my boyfriend. And then after the deed is done and they leave, feeling so empty and incomplete because that ain't happened and there was no chance that was going to happen. So just being annoyed with myself with the cycle of just constantly just always downloading apps and looking for a dick on different apps.
Did you meet Andy on an app though?
On Hinge, but not like a hookup one though.
I don't really know what's up with the Hinge. I joined Tinder, but it was you have to pay too much money for it to even function.
Oh, really?
Properly, so I gave up on it. I felt that way personally.
Yeah, Hinge. I did play for the extra. I don't know how much the extra one was. It was like $20 for like a month. But I met Andy within like the first 2 months I was on it.
You know, I had a very short-lived career in college as a slam poet. So I was really into slam poetry. I got into Def Poetry Jam,
Mm-hmm.
and then I became obsessed with this poet named Georgia Me, who's from Georgia. Her name is Tamika Harper, but her poet name is Georgia Me. She's a Tony Award winner. She had just won a Tony for Def Poetry on Broadway, and I was obsessed. I was like, I want to like meet Georgia Me. So I got the Georgia Me CD. And then Georgia Me was performing at a local like cafe near me, like at a slam poetry thing at like this like cafe near me. So I went and I met her and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then I started writing my own slam poetry. And then I even went and competed in Atlanta. This one I was living in Columbus. I went and competed in Atlanta. And I made it to the second round, but I did not make it to the third round.
Damn. What was your poetry about? Do you remember any of it?
I remember my first one was about
the times of the man, the times of the rhymes of the man, for the fair, for the fair. That's what mine.
No, my first one was about being queer and how like a lot of these when I was in these, because these were not queer spaces I was in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? These were not queer spaces. So it was about being queer in non-queer spaces and standing up for yourself. And people love that one. People really loved that poem. And then my second one was this like weird religious poem.
You were Bob. It's okay. You were religious back then. Like it's okay.
Oh my God. I remember like finding that book and reading it like maybe 3 years ago. I don't even know where it is today, but finding like 3 years ago and reading that religious poem and being like, this is insane. This is insane.
You
insane
you
that
were
I
you were you were
wrote these
giving a
words.
Utica. So for my savior, I toss my hair, whatever. What the fucking lyric was.
Girl, for my savior, I was tossing my hair. And then I had one about like about the government. It was low key conspiracy theory-ish, but not really. So I kind of lost the plot pretty soon, to be honest. But my gay one was a big hit, and I would perform that around town at different slams.
In my mind, you have a
And I
black
really enjoyed
turtleneck
those.
on, a beret, the little civil rights glasses, little black little poetry.
Well, I was into black turtlenecks for a while because Omarion from B2K wore one. So I thought they were really, really cool. Was it Omarion or was it
I don't know. I think
someone? I think it was a.
they all had a thing with the turtleneck at one
He was
point.
wearing like, and then Usher also had a thing where he was wearing leather pants, black leather pants, and a black turtleneck sweater. And I was like, this looks so good. I would like one. My mother got me some leather pants, which was, I cannot believe she did that. And I was too scared to wear them to school. I could not bring myself to wear those pants to school. I could not bring myself to wear those pants to school. I would have got dogged, but I did wear them later on to the movies, and I wore them. I think I may have worn. If there's any chance that anyone out there, by any random chance, has footage of me performing at this slam poetry thing in Atlanta in 2005, 2004, maybe 2006, I would love to see this footage. But this was before. I don't want to sound like an old hat, but this was before cell camera phones. There were no camera phones back then, so people weren't recording everything.
Right.
Like, when was the camera phone invented?
The sidekick. Well, no, before the sidekick.
No, like to record, not to like take pictures.
The girl Razors took videos. They weren't long.
Oh, apparently the Kyocera had a camera phone
Sarah.
in,
Oh my god, with Virgin. My mom had that. Like my birth mother
in
June had one.
1999. I had a Kyocera.
June had one of those.
And but when did they start doing videos? Did the first iPhones take videos?
I don't know.
Yes, it did.
I didn't get onto iPhone until the 4S. That was when I got onto iPhone. So I don't know what the first couple did.
No, the first iPhone to take video was in 2009.
Okay, what number was it? What number is that?
3GS.
Okay, this is before I got on. And now it's impossible to think of a future. Like that's what I'm thinking. Like in 20 years, what is the invention we're gonna be like? Like today, I cannot imagine living without. Like how do we live without this, right? But
Well, you know what I was thinking that was so strange? I was at the airport the other day, and this guy was waiting for suitcases, and it was like a carpetbagger, 1943.
oh, that's cool.
And I was like, that's great. And I was like, this is insane that you have these suitcases. We were all like, what's in that? We were like, what's in there? A fucking treasure map? Like, what did like, are you gonna, when you get home, are you gonna bury this in your yard? This is crazy.
Was it beat up or was it in like nice condition?
It wasn't beat up, but it just looked old. It looked like a vintage suitcase.
That's cool, girl. That's cool.
So what makes it so odd to me is that suitcases, they didn't start putting wheels on suitcases till like the 90s.
I didn't know that.
Which is crazy because they had suitcases and they had wheels. Both things have been invented already, but just no one thought to put wheels on a suitcase until the 90s. And then, even then, I don't think they were putting casters. You know what a caster is?
Yeah.
Casters are the wheels that go in full circles.
Oh no, that's recent. That
was like the 2000s.
Yeah, that was like 2010s, I think that happened.
Because we used to have those suitcases where you pull it only has two wheels in the back, and then if that mug hits a rock, your whole shit would be twisted and flipped upside
let me
down.
tell you something, okay? Little nerdy fourth grade Kevin, straight up from St. Lucia with his thick Jamaican accent. I had a rolly book bag in school. And I used to be running, and I thought I was living my best life, and I would hit a pebble, and I would flip over, and my whole suitcase is all
your whole shit. They used to drive me. I hated that.
Did you have a rolly book bag too?
No, I did not have a rolly book bag. I was way too cool for that. Way too cool. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you remember this story. When I told you I used to carry a briefcase to school. A briefcase. Girl, I was on a different level. These motherfuckers, These other middle school kids were not ready
Like,
for the creativity, the ingenuity, the individuality
Bob said,
that
these
was
motherfuckers ain't
young
stopping me.
Caldwell at
These
Morrow
motherfuckers ain't
Middle
stopping
School,
me.
honey.
Oh, Morrow. So you went to Morrow Middle School and Morrow High School? God damn.
Yep, right. They were on the same property.
Oh my God.
Why?
Well, that is such a boring experience. Like I had very different experiences for school.
Must be nice. Let's go to what was your experience? Did you go to collegiate
No,
young
I was in
girls
I was
school?
in Anglican primary school in St. Lucia, very big, very, very different than American schools. Well, then I went to elementary school in Brooklyn, in East Flatbush. My middle school was in Marine Park, which is like the white part of, of Brooklyn, and then like the white hood bitches. And then I went to PPAS, which is in the city, which is like very. I was all over the map, honey. That's why I'm such a I'm such a Renaissance woman. I've had many experiences in many lives, and I'm happy about that.
So to be clear, I went to Morrow Middle School and Morrow High School. Before that, I was at Ridgecrest Elementary in Phoenix City. I was at Callaway Middle School in LaGrange, Georgia. I was in Southeast in Corinth, Mississippi. I was at Casita Road in Columbus, Georgia. I was at some other school in Columbus, Georgia for like 2 weeks, but then I moved back. And I'm probably missing one other school in there somewhere.
You look like you're gonna narrate an NPR podcast.
Why? What about this looks?
It's the sweater and the glasses and the way you're sitting. Look, you look like you're gonna narrate an NPR, like some like This American Life
Does
situation.
this change that?
No, the glasses.
Does this change
No,
that?
that all still tracks for me.
I do love NPR. I do like to listen to NPR. But to be fair, I got into NPR pretty young. Like I got into NPR in my 20s.
I've never listened to NPR, so I don't know anything about them besides
Never?
Besides the episode we did when you and I played that game.
There's some really good stuff on NPR. May I ask another? Obviously,
We were on that.
This American Life. Yeah, This American Life, which is the world's most popular podcast. Also, Serial was NPR.
I don't like true crime. I don't get the fascination with true crime. I know true crime is the biggest podcast character. I don't get it. I don't like listening to that.
I wouldn't say Serial is quite true crime as much as Serial is more like a documentary. True crime is kind of just recounting grisly events that happen to a person or a set of people by a person or by a set of people. I guess like, and then he walked into the room and cut up his mother's hands, and then fucked the wrist or some crazy shit like that. That's what like true crime is.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But Serial was more talking about this guy who the reporter was like, I'm trying to help you prove your innocence. And if you're innocent, then you need to help me do so, help me prove that. And that was what Serial was about. The first season of Serial. Anyway.
I fall into someone on TikTok. There was one recently I fall into listen to the whole thing. It's like a 3-hour podcast about the cat burglar. Have you seen this? This woman who was a cat burglar and she got arrested.
No.
It's so interesting. She talked about her being a cat burglar. Like she was like a real life cat burglar and like how she would choose the house she was going to rob and like how she would do it. And it was honestly, I was like, oh wow, it was very. I enjoyed listening to that. That was very interesting to me, and I was like, oh, this is crazy. Like, and how she finally got caught, and she stole over $11 million in things.
If you ever want to get into a show that is kind of like a true crime documentary, but it's a mockumentary, and there's 2 seasons, and they are both very good.
What?
It is such a smart, clever show. It's called American Vandal. It is on Netflix, and it's about this kid. The first season is about this kid who drew dicks on all the teachers' cars.
Oh God.
And they're trying to find out who drew the dicks, but they treat it like it is like it is a serious crime.
Wait, it's a
And the second
mockumentary
season
or
is
is this all fake?
It's a mockumentary.
Okay.
It's a mockumentary.
And what is it
And the
called one more
second
time?
season is about
Vandal?
American Vandal.
American Vandal.
And the second season is about a
Oh, yeah, I
kid
see.
who put laxatives in the lemonade, and everyone had to poop themselves. Everyone was pooping themselves at the school. It was like a day where everyone remembers like the pooping of the school.
This is
and
old,
then-
2018.
Yeah, I remember watching it when it first came out, and then I ended up meeting one of the actors. Like one of the actors is friends with Zach Noy Towers. Like I was at Zach's house, and I was like, "Oh, you're the guy from American Vandal." Interesting.
You probably said it just
I was
like
that's
that too.
crazy.
Y'all know Bob said just like, oh, you're the guy
Well-
from American Vandal.
Well, we were sitting there, and then I looked, and I was like, "Were you on American Vandal?" And then he was like, "As a matter of fact, I was."
Ah, Work. Oh, let's another question.
Yep.
Hi, Monet. Hi, Bob. Longtime listener, first time caller. I would love to ask you guys about your creative process when it comes to making music. I've recently decided to try my hand at writing and producing music of my own, and as you guys are both artists that I listen to frequently, I was wondering if you had any insight. For example, do you start with lyrics first or music? How do you know if you want to collaborate with someone, whether that be a producer or another artist? Do you have a writing routine? What inspires you? I would love to hear a little bit behind the scenes about your creative process if you felt like sharing. Very much appreciated. Have a great day, and free Palestine.
Yes. Sorry.
Her.
Who went first? I went first. So my process goes like this: we go to the studio, and then we listen to some whatever tracks the engineer has, which is and anyone who's a producer, they have like a lot of fucking tracks, right? So listen to a couple, like maybe like 6, 7 tracks, sometimes more, until you find one that you really that I'm really feeling. And I was like, oh, I really like this one. And then I normally go to the studio and in mind of something I want to write about. And then the track kind of has to fit into that. Like, for example, Body, right? So then I was like feeling that way. It was one day I was probably feeling really frustrated about that shit. And then I was like, and the track was really giving me that vibe. And then so what it is, and then after we get the track, then we go to the studio. And with the track playing, just sing a whole bunch of different melodies, just like like just whatever you're feeling. And then me and then my writing partners, Ken and Ritza, will all take a turn doing that, and then we'll listen back to that and like see what, and then we piece the song together with the melodies, and then we have the melodies and then write to it. But I've never done a song. I've never done lyrics first, but some artists do that, and you can hear the difference in that. Like for example, I don't know, but SZA to me sounds like someone who like she writes her shit down and then she goes in the booth and just kind of freestyles to that melody. If that makes sense. That's what it sounds like. I don't know if that's true though, but that's my process.
You know, I usually start with a concept for a song. So I will do a song like a bitch like me. And the idea is like I really think highly of myself, and I think that you may have traveled the world, but you've probably never met a bitch like me. You know what I mean? And then from there, I sometimes I will go and I will find a beat that exists in the world already, and I'll rap to the beat, and then I will go to producing and be like, I need you to make a beat that's in the same time signature, so that I can keep track and just jump over to the new beat instead. But sometimes they'll send me beats too. Like for example, with Booty, I wrote Booty to Saucy Santana's track Booty. Like to perform for Saucy Santana at the Pride show that we did with Madonna. And then I was like, this is a great song. I should actually release it. And then I just sent the track over, and then I had Sam Garfield create a really good track. Actually, the Booty track is really good. Sam Garfield did a very, very good job on that track. So yeah, so I typically start with a concept, and I do have a few lyrics. I remember some of the lyrics I had from "Bitch Like Me" was like um uh more late nights than a nigga named Jimmy was a line I've wanted to say for a long time. I just really love that line, which I feel like no one ever gets it.
I didn't get. I had to ask you. I was like, more late nights than nigga. I was like, what does that mean? You're like, and then you explain it. I was like, oh, that's very clever. I didn't get it at first.
And then also like with the song Gay Bars, I just really wanted to highlight a bunch of queer rappers that I really enjoy. So I reached out to rappers who I just like. Like I love Ocean Kelly, I love Camera Time, I love Alex Miller, I like Mikey Grande, I love Mikey Grande. So I just got them together and said, let's just do a cipher. I said love, I love them all. So let's just do a cipher where we're all just going bar for bar and just showing how great these queer rappers are, which is interesting because a lot of people, I saw a comment very common on the thread on the YouTube video, which is like, I came here to make fun of this, but this actually really slaps. And I was like, yeah, the fuck?
Gay bars. Gabers.
Gabers, yeah,
Gabers.
of course, Gabers.
Yeah.
Let's do another question.
Yeah, one more. Or maybe 2 more.
One more?
2 more?
Damn. When they said shit enough from y'all.
Hi, Bob and Monet. My name is Jay, and I'm a 28-year-old transgender man moving back to Queens after not having lived there since I was a teen. I'm excited to start my independence, integrating myself into gay nightlife, and just having the kind of fun I always wanted but never really got to experience. However, I'm nervous about being a non-passing trans man in gay male spaces. I know that passing isn't the end-all be-all of transitioning, but I know that I look more androgynous, for now, and people clock me constantly. It makes me feel super dysphoric. I'm scared of being unwelcome in those spaces for being a guy with a pussy. I think of maybe sticking mostly to T for T or trans centered spaces to avoid that, but I don't want to limit myself either. What do y'all think? I'm a long-time listener, so thank you very much for everything you both do. Love you both. Bye.
Where did he say he was moving to?
New York City.
Queen?
Queens, which is New York City.
Got it. You know, when I was coming up in the New York City nightlife scene, there were two specific trans men who were pretty popular actually. And one of them was particularly passing, and one of them was a little less passing, especially in the early stages of his transition. I mean, they were not the same age. They were not the same age. These two, and one of them had also been in nightlife presenting as a girl, quote unquote, for a few years, and then came into their own. And I know that he was friends with a lot of drag queens. Like he was friends with a lot of drag queens, and I think he was dabbling in drag a little bit too for a while, actually. But I will encourage you to go to queer spaces, like, and not just gay spaces, but specifically queer spaces. And if you don't know the difference, I mean, the best way I can describe it to you is gay is just like mostly cis gay men, and it's typically tends to be relatively white. Now, I'm not saying queer spaces don't still be white, because they do, but there's a lot more gender fluidity and a lot more understanding of the nuance that goes into gender identity, um, the politics of gender, and they tend to be more accepting. Now, I'm not saying that the queer spaces are not messy, because they are messy. Baby, there is no place where fags are going to convene where there will not be mess. That's just kind of how we be. You know what I mean? Whether we are the most well intended or not. But I would say that try to stick to places, especially Brooklyn. Brooklyn is a place where
That's what I was gonna say.
these fags will fight someone who misgenders you.
Yeah, I was gonna
You know
say.
what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I was like, you might want to start hanging out in Brooklyn first, because Brooklyn, it just feels a little more queer than places like Hell's Kitchen, which leans very white and gay, which is just gay men and white dudes. So Brooklyn is a little more alt, and there are a little more identities and expressions in the nightlife in Brooklyn, to my experience. Now, again, I have not lived in New York for going on 3 years now, so maybe that's different, or things have changed. Times surely have changed, but I would say Brooklyn's your best bet. Like, go to like Metropolitan and like hang out there on a Friday, Saturday night. Those are good places, and you see a wide array of different people: trans women, trans men, lots of different ethnicities as well. So I would say Brooklyn's your best bet, boo, for sure.
And there's also lots of there's these I've noticed that a lot of trans people tend to make connection at these like strip parties. There's
Strip
one here
parties?
in this Yeah, it's like a trans stripper show where all the strippers are trans. There's
Where?
one here in New York City, in LA. There's one here in LA that happens down at DTLA, and it's called like Jose, or it's called like Javi. It's some name. The name is like the name of the party is like a masculine, like Latino name, like Javier, or Jose, or
Are you talking about Port Detroit?
Pedro. No. It's like Javier or Port. How is Port Detroit a Latino masculine name?
No, because I'm saying it wrong, but it's a Spanish name for a party that happens monthly in LA.
No. It's down in DTLA, and I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, and then also there's also like specific parties that you got to look for the promoters who make parties that are not just for white gays. You know what I mean? You got to find the promoters who make those kind of parties. I don't know if Mary Cherry's still doing party, but she was doing some really popular queer parties for a hot while. So is a Reefy Royalty. Throws a lot of queer parties that are great. Fran Torado. throw some great queer parties.
There's also Fairy Tale Lounge, which is a bar in the city. I know, like, traditionally has been typically trans women, but there have been trans men there as well. So maybe that's also a good place to start if you are venturing into Manhattan, starting out at Fairy Tale Lounge, and then
Now,
maybe.
to be fair, Fairy Tale Lounge is a hookup spot. This is where chasers go
Yeah.
to get trans women, typically speaking.
And some trans men as well.
They do as
Oh,
well.
yeah,
Because the girls work there,
I've tiptoed into Fairy Tale Lounge before.
and you see the guys in there making dollars too.
Mhm.
Oh, work! I haven't been to Fairy Tale Lounge in years. I remember when it first opened, before it became the trans hookup spot.
Yeah.
And there used to be this go-go boy who used to work there who ended up being kind of like, I don't know, he just kind of like faded away from nightlife, and he was really fucking jacked. He was like either light skinned black or dark skinned Latin, and he ended up with these like he got like a couple like face tattoos.
I don't know who.
I cannot remember his name.
Do you know who was a hot bartender I was always obsessed with? Dorian from Therapy. You know Dorian?
Dorian, no.
Dorian. I don't know. I don't want to say his. I mean, it's on his Instagram. Dorian Lamar, black guy from Therapy. He was always upstairs. Well, not always upstairs, but he worked on Wednesdays. Maybe it was after your time though, after you left.
I'm looking him up. You're talking.
Yeah, I was obsessed with Dorian. I thought Dorian, Dorien .LAMAR, Dorian Lamar. Dorian is so beautiful, and he's so smart. He's very funny. Was obsessed with Dorian, still am. And Tim Cupid was also a very hot bartender. You probably know him too. He was really Huh?
Who's Tim Cupid?
Timothy. He used to be at the Ritz a lot. His Instagram is Tim_Cupid.
Oh, his private.
Is
So
he?
I can't see. He's like, yeah, he looks like he's like Italian or something.
He's one of two. I can't tell if he's black and white or just a white guy that looks a little ethnic. I don't know.
No, they were definitely not there when I was there.
Oh.
And I didn't really have any crushes on any bartender.
Really?
But I also wasn't at the bar. Like I never I would pop in to get a Red Bull and I would like leave. I mean, I was friendly with some bartenders for sure. You know what I mean?
Also, Wade was hot.
Wade is very cute. Wade is very, very cute. Wade has such soft hands. I just remember thinking that Wade had really, really soft hands.
Yes. And the other bartender that used to be packing.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, his penis was gigantic. Probably still is to this day. And he would show you if you asked him. If you didn't even have to ask, you would end up seeing it somehow.
I never saw it. I never saw it.
Yeah, well, he would show you. You gotta catch him in one of his. He used to get twisted too.
Turned, girl, tickety turned, girl, bitch, hickory dickory dock.
That big. He got turned. That big floppy ding dong would always make an appearance, girl.
Really?
Like, oh, there it is.
I guess I was never in the right place at the right time, girl. Because I always wanted to though. I would always stick around like, yeah, these drinks are so strong. I can't crazy, girl. These drinks are strong, honey.
Yeah, this nigga crazy, girl. This nigga got me fucking
She needs to lean in. I don't know how Q is receiving that.
She does not need to lean in.
No, not saying it, but she needs to like make fun of herself. I don't know if she's at home like, I can't believe these girls are doing this. This hurt my feelings. She just needs to like laugh with all of us about it.
She should upload a video of her going, this is actually my real hair. I actually just pulled it up into a ponytail just today, actually. So yes, this is indeed my real hair, bitch.
Yeah, but I have a feeling she's not.
That would be the funniest video if she did that.
Q?
Believe it or not, this is actually my real hair. Yeah, I just pulled it up into a little updo, and I think it looks really good.
My favorite one I've seen is QS Madison, and that should fucking set me into orbit.
When they call it Qisha, it always sends me. Qisha sends me.
QS Madison.
Qisha. QS Madison. That's crazy.
I saw QS Madison and I lost it. I was literally flown into orbit. I couldn't contain myself.
No, I'm thinking about all the wonderful. You know who I used to have a huge crush on
Who?
back in the day was T-Boy,
Oh,
the
T-Boy.
DJ.
Yeah, T-Boy's hot.
T-Boy used to DJ for Peppermint. I used to be obsessed with T-Boy. Oh my god, I used to think T-Boy was like it. I was like, I'm gonna convince this man to wife me up, honey. Did not work.
Yeah, oh my god!
T-Boy was
I mean,
like,
New York nightlife. There was
hey
just
girl.
New York nightlife was just full of so many characters. Like I think about it, like now, I'm so far removed from it, but nightlife. I'm sure in nightlife, whatever city, there are so many characters. But in New York, there are just so many people, and I worked at like 4 different bars, and just like all the politics of all the bars, and all like the inner workings. Nightlife was so crazy, but I'm so happy I
Were
experienced
you
it.
around for Lady Blue, or was that before your time?
I don't know who Lady Blue even is.
That was before your time. Yeah, Lady Blue was this drag. I probably shouldn't say her name, but anyway, she was this drag queen who was pretty popular. She was like one of the early Brooklyn queens, like with Dorji and Misty Meaner, Mocha Light, and Backspace and Azrea, Leopolitan. But one night she just vanished. Like she just vanished. Like we never saw her again. But it was around the time of filming Drag Race. We're like, damn, Lady Blue's on Drag Race. This is crazy. Lady Blue's on fucking Drag Race. This is wild. And then we found out that she like either her or her partner tried to like stab one of the other, and then like ended up getting arrested and then like moving to Florida. It was a whole thing.
Interesting. No,
Allegedly.
there weren't any disappearing acts around my time. That never happened to anyone.
But you don't remember like some of the you remember there were some disappearing acts like Lexi Thomas.
Oh yeah, Lexi Thomas did. Girl, you could not tell that Lexi Thomas was not like she was the next it girl. Everyone like, oh, her makeup was stunning. She was a great performer. She was beautiful. She had great looks. Like, oh, she's gonna be on Drag Race soon. And then she just disappeared. She went back home to South Carolina.
Some of the names, but also this is around the time where we were all on Facebook, y'all. We were not on Instagram. We were not on TikTok. So a lot of these drag queens had one name, but they had to. So there's a drag queen named like Epiphany. Her name was just Epiphany, but because you had to have a last name, her name became Epiphany Get Paid. And there's a queen named Chandelier, but because you had to have a last name, her name became Chandelier. Period. And there's a queen named Mahogany, but because you had to have a last name, her name was Mahog Annie. Some people used to call her Mahog. You remember Mahog?
I remember Mahog, girl. Yeah, that shit was so annoying, girl. The great Facebook fucking name change went overnight. But we went to sleep. We all crawled home from the bar one night and woke up the next day. And bitch, our names, full governments, were on display.
Kevin, Christopher.
It was.
I said,
crazy. That shit was crazy.
I said. It was like, hey, Chris. I was like, Jesus.
It was crazy. Christ. Everybody's like, it's like DMing. Facebook like, girl, like it was. I remember waking up to that. And everybody was gagged that they did that to us overnight. It was crazy.
I was like, first of all, Facebook, how did you know my name?
Right? How?
Chris. I was like, my friends don't even call me Chris. This is crazy.
It was crazy.
Yeah, that was. Oh my God. I really honestly miss a lot of my early New York City nightlife days. There were just so many characters, just like all the people. You remember that one drag queen? She used to always wear jeans. She used to dress very fish. Like she would wear like jeans, like a t-shirt. And I think she was like, she was South Asian of some sort. She was like Indian, some sort of a brown Asian person. And she sang like an angel. Like her voice was impeccable.
I don't know who you're talking about. I couldn't remember.
And I feel like Pepper might remember her. I'm gonna see if I can call Pep. Pep might not answer. But yeah, I remember being like this girl. Her voice was great. It was, and then who was that one queen that came? Summers who came and she was
singing. V Summers, something with a V.
Vanessa Summers, Venus Summers, and she had a beautiful voice too.
She moved to Connecticut, and she got. Oh, I'm gonna say that. Summers. Vita Summers.
Oh, Pep is not
Vita Summers. She could sing.
Summers.
Vita could sing.
Yeah,
Vita could sing.
Who else was some great singers from back in the day who were like known?
The one that always sang Mariah stuff, or she looked like Mariah.
Wait, did she sing or did she look like her?
She sang Vicky Spicky Hilton.
Oh my God, Spicky Hilton.
Spicky Hilton.
Which is such an offensive name.
Oh, because she's Latinx. I just got it.
Yeah, her name was Spicky Hilton.
I just got it. Oh my God, can we say that?
Because she used to sing with her drag mom who was who played our what can I remember her name?
Jackie.
Played our mom. What? Jackie Dupree.
Can y'all shut the
Because
up?
Jackie Dupree also has a very beautiful
voice. Shut the up. Shut the up.
I saw Jackie Dupree recently when I went back. She got real slim.
Did she?
Yeah, she got real slim.
Word.
But yeah, I didn't comment because I don't know why she got slim. So I probably shouldn't be saying it here. It's really not my business. But yeah, Jackie Dupree, and she has a beautiful. Who are some of the other great singers? Oh my God, there were some who were singing who didn't have no business singing too.
Would you like to acknowledge
People who weren't us, Monet? Jesus Christ, other people. Let's make space for other people. Mo. We've already talked about your singing career multiple times this episode.
Jasmine
Can you let
Rice?
anyone else have a
Great singer.
Jasmine Rice has a beautiful voice. A beautiful voice. Who's that one queen? She was so theater. She was so Lauren Order.
Lauren Order. Oh my God. Chandelier Period is an opera singer.
Chandelier, yeah, Chandelier. You know, Chandelier says that Katy Perry wrote that song about her.
Really? Wait, you mean Sia?
Chandelier is on the floor.
I don't know that song. What song is that?
It's on. Hold on. Peppermint. You're on speakerphone. I'm doing the podcast. You're on speakerphone. I'm doing the podcast. I have a question.
No, thank you.
Hello?
No, sir, no.
Why are you talking to me?
I'm sorry. Somebody's talking to me.
Oh, you're on speakerphone. I'm on the podcast. Do you remember that queen? She was like a South Asian drag queen who used to wear like jeans and like t-shirts, but she sang really beautifully. And she'd always come to Cattle Call. Angelique Ali. I knew you would remember. Her voice was so stunning.
I know. She was gorgeous. She was beautiful.
Truly. All right, I'm going to call you back when I'm done podcast. And I love you so much.
All right.
Angelique Ali. I'm finding her.
Angelique Ali.
She went to CUNY Queensboro. Oh, yeah, she's pretty. She's on Instagram.
And she's come on. I mean, she would literally pop up like every once in a while. And when she came, no one would win because her voice was
like what? Like give me a comp for her voice. Like what kind of like voice?
Think Ariana Grande, but not airy, but more solid.
Okay.
So kind of low key, kind of like Mariah, low key.
Okay.
But she would get up and she'd be like, "My name's Angelique Ali," like in her like a regular voice. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And then she would fucking get up there and just fucking sing, and like the voice was crazy. Oh my God! Here's a duet between Spicky Hilton and Angelique Ali.
Where'd you find this?
Okay, I feel like this is not a good representation of the voice, but she sounds.
I can hear it though. All right.
Oh my God, back in the day. Oh my God, those days were so wild. And then Spicky Hilton's out of drag in the picture.
Are you on Angelique's Instagram?
No, it's on. I just typed in Angelique Ali on Facebook, and some guy named Steven posted a video of her in 2008 with Spicky Hilton singing Chain, Chain, Chain.
Got it.
Or Chain of Fools. The song's called Chain of Fools.
Chain of Fools by Aretha Franklin. All right.
All right, Mo. You and I have, so just so you all know, if you're listening to this is the day that Monet and I are doing the Sibling Rivalry live show for the Netflix is a Joke Festival. So Monet and I have some preparing to do.
Yeah, more so Bob, because he ain't been here.
Yeah, because I prepare before my gigs. You got me.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't wing it like you.
Honey, Team Monet.
I don't wing it, honey.
Team Exchange. We got our shit together. Bob the Dragon.
We'll see.
What?
We'll see.
Okay. We shall see. I love you.
We'll
so
see
much.
today.
I'll see you very soon.
I'll see you very soon.
Goodbye.
Bye.